What's up everybody, Jared here with carbuzz.com, and I've been invited to Maserati of Central Florida to show you a very special new vehicle. This is the 2023 Maserati Grecale. It is a new small SUV from Maserati that is going to go toe-to-toe with the Porsche Macan, and Maserati is very confident that this will be superior to Porsche's Macan, which is already an outstanding vehicle. So today we're going to take a deep dive walk around of the new Gercali. I'm not even going to just show you one or two, I'm going to show you three different versions of this new Gercali today. So be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for more videos. But without further ado, let's get into the new Gercali. So there's going to be three versions. That's why there are three Gercalis here. You can get the GT, the Modena, which is the one in front of you, and the Trofeo, which is this yellow one in the middle. The brown one over there is the base GT model. So the Modena and the GT both get a similar engine, a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder with a mild hybrid system. So 296 horsepower is the base, or this Modena version has 330 horsepower. Now that all goes out through an 8-speed automatic transmission to all-wheel drive. We've got this gorgeous white paint. I'm not usually a huge fan of whites, and inside it doesn't even show the full breadth of this color, but it has this really nice like metal flake to it. It is really unique. I've never seen colors quite like it except for from Maserati. Now we've got a really new front end here that is different from what we've seen on previous Maseratis. I know a lot of you out there are saying it looks like the Ford Puma that they sell in the UK, which I think is fine because that is a really cool looking car. We've got kind of this new headlight design here. We've got our classic Maserati like sort of sharky grille, and we've got the gorgeous Maserati badge. I think Maserati has one of the best badges in the business. That blue, the trident, I think that looks all fantastic. We've got some interesting wheels here on this Modena version. We've got blue brake calipers. Maserati is going to offer a variety of brake caliper colors, but I think these blue look really good, especially with the kind of blue Maserati theme. And your badge is going to be here, so you can see we have the Modena here with the portholes that Maserati are famous for. Buick was also famous for these. It's kind of funny that those two companies both do portholes. We've got digital, like electronic releases here on the handles that are flush with the body, so there's no like physical handle to pull, revealing this really radically new interior. So we've got this Sonus Faber Artisan sound. You can either get a 14 speaker system, which comes standard on the Modena, or you can get a 21 speaker 3D system, which is really cool. We've got some nice lines here. We've got, since this is a electronic door handle system, this is the button to release the door handles with some nice knurling around it. The buttons and switches, I know this was a big complaint in the Ghibli and the Levante. These are no longer shared with Chrysler by the looks of it. They are light up, so you can't actually see what the buttons do until the vehicle is on, but these are very different switchers than we have seen before, so I think a lot of people are going to be happy with that change. Now on to the main interior. We've got kind of this light gray here on this Modena version of it. I think the seat is pretty cool looking. There are better seats available, as we'll see a little bit later in this video, but we do have the nice Maserati crest here on the headrest embossed, which is quite nice. And I do think that this stitch work looks very nice. These seats are heated, but I don't think these are the ventilated seats, which are optionally extra because they don't have the holes that you would need for ventilation. Now let's go ahead and step on in the interior. I'm going to need to push the seat back because whoever was sitting in here before me was probably not that tall. And I should be able to start it. There we go. We've got our engine start system here on the steering wheel. This is a really cool steering wheel. In fact, I love the drive mode selector here and the engine start here, which is also really cool. And we've got big column mounted paddle shifters. So when you move the steering wheel, the paddle shifters do not move. That is very similar to what you would find on like an Alfa Romeo Stelvio Quadrifoglio, which is quite cool. This is all digital here, so you are going to be able to change what's on here. It keeps flashing like a bunch of warnings on it. Keep in mind, this is a very pre-production car. So what you're seeing on these screens is not final. They've asked me to kind of not like go super in depth as to what's on these screens because this is not what the final version is going to look like. That being said, I think the screen real estate is very nice, not super overpowering. This is a 12.3 inch central touch screen here. This is powered by Stellantis's latest Uconnect 4 infotainment system, which should mean it will work really well. We also have a lower 8.8 inch screen here that handles all of your climate controls. I do like how all of the buttons here are nice and large. I don't anticipate seeing any problems with using this. It doesn't seem very distracting. The one thing I'm not as big of a fan of is we have like a volume slider here. Not usually a big fan of those. I'll reserve judgment until I actually get to use it. I'd prefer a volume knob and obviously a tuning knob as well, but we do have a mute button right here. And then interestingly, the buttons to put it into drive, park, reverse, and neutral are actually here in between the two screens. You don't have like a physical shifter like you do in a lot of other Maserati models, which is quite interesting. We also have this digital clock. This is a new feature for Maserati. They're known for putting their analog clocks here. And I don't have the access to change what this does right now, or at least I don't know how to do it on this, pre-production software, but you can actually do a variety of things on this. Lap timer, G meter, you can change what this does. I think that is a really cool feature, and I can't wait to try that out properly. What else can I show you here? We've got a little bit of storage underneath this screen here, although I don't see any ports there. I'm assuming this would be where the wireless charger would go if you opt for that. And then we have this storage area that opens up. That is where our USB and USB-C port is. This is decently deep, although it's a little bit small to put a phone, so I honestly don't think you could stick a phone in there. You'd have to leave it up here. We've got our cup holders here, and then we have a decently sized armrest down here as well. We also have a panoramic moonroof. I'm assuming that is optional as well. There's a lot of optional equipment here on this Grecale, so I don't think everything in here comes as standard. All right, let's see. I'm trying to get out. As I mentioned, pre-production, so I had to reach outside to get the door open, but I did manage to make it happen. All right, I'm gonna power it down as we check out the back seats. So here we go. We'll check out the back seats. So this is a compact vehicle, but Maserati says you're going to be getting about 7 inches more legroom back here than you're going to get in the Porsche Macan, which is a bold claim. And sitting back here, I can tell you, this definitely feels more spacious than a Macan. So you are getting the size here with the Grecale versus the Macan. We do have rear air back here. We also have USB and USB-C ports back here, which is quite nice. So that is pretty much all you need to know about the back seats. We do have some releases here for the back seats, although it doesn't appear to be working. Again, I believe that is just because this is a pre-production model. And now finally, I'll show you the trunk space, which is again an area where Maserati is ahead of Porsche in terms of space. Now, this would typically be an electronic boot. They've not powered these up just, to save battery. A lot of people are going to be looking at these. Now, again, this is a pretty decently sized trunk space for a small vehicle. I like that we have these rails here, and we had those pulleys to fold down the rear seats in the rear seat, but we also have duplicates here in the trunk. I love when automakers do that, and I hate when they don't include these, because that means you have to walk all the way up to the seat to then drop down the rear seat. So I like that Maserati put that here on the Grecale. So now let's go ahead and focus on the Trofeo, this crazy yellow car that we have here. So this is going to be the most high performance version of the Grecale. So this has a lot more performance than what you're going to get in a Porsche Macan GTS, because of course the Porsche Macan Turbo no longer exists. They've discontinued that model. So we've got this crazy yellow paint. We also have a very different engine under the hood. This is a 3-liter twin turbocharged Nettuno V6. That is the same engine that you get in the MC20 supercar. We actually have one of those over there behind the coffee. This produces 523 horsepower. So 0 to 60 is going to be about 3.5 seconds on this car with 177 mile/hour top speed. So significantly more performance than we're going to get in either the Modena or the GT model here. And I bet you that Nettuno V6 is going to sound really good as well. You could definitely tell that this vehicle is a little bit lower than the Modena or the GT, and you can tell that it has a little bit more sporting potential. We've got these really gorgeous Y-spoke wheels, we've got some red brake calipers, and we've got our Trofeo badge with a little bit of red outlining here. Now, I'm not going to take you on as full of a tour of the inside, but I can show you the interior here on the Trofeo and how it differs a little bit. We've got this black leather interior with this really nice yellow stitching. So instead of embossing, we have stitching here of the Maserati logo. I think these seats look gorgeous. We also have a little bit of different materials here on the Trofeo. We've got a matte carbon fiber, which also looks and feels really nice. And then, as you can see, the digital clock on this one is set up a little bit better. That looks really cool. I hope you can kind of play around with the dial, you know, the different fonts and things like that, because that is a feature that I could see a lot of people having a lot of fun with. So that's like the interior of the Trofeo. And then just to show you one more version, we have the GT, which is going to be the most affordable version of the Gercale. It's in this matte brown color that I think looks really cool, honestly. Like, I'm a big fan of brown cars. I know not a lot of people are, but I think it looks great. These wheels actually look great too, as well, with the yellow brake calipers. You kind of have this trident style, which matches the Maserati trident. I think the wheels look great. You get your GT badge over here, and then they've done this particular car up to kind of match the exterior. So you can see we have this kind of brown mocha interior. These have the perforation, so I think this one actually has the ventilated seat package and things like that. And this one has some wood trim down there, so you can get carbon fiber, you can get wood. And I think, you know, if you want to do it this way, you know, you don't like carbon fiber, you don't like aluminum, you like that wood finish, this is a really good way to do a Gercale. And I think this car looks really, really good in the brown, if I do say so myself. So pricing on these is just become available, so I can deliver you that. Let's see, I'll go to wide angle here. So $63,500 is going to start you at that GT model. That doesn't include options or destination. If you want to step up to the Modena, which again gets a little bit more power, a bump from 296 to 333 horsepower, that's going to cost you $72,900. Now, we've got the Mac Daddy over here, the Gercali Troffeo. That's pretty expensive, $102,500. Significantly more than a Porsche Macan GTS, but as Maserati pointed out, this is larger, has more feature content, and more power than the equivalent Macan. Now, next year, there will be a Gercale Folgore version, which means electricity in Italian, an all-electric version of this. We don't have any specs on it, but we know that it is coming next year, and I'm going to be super excited for that one. That'll be one of Maserati's first EVs. They're also going to be launching a Gran Turismo Folgore. That's going to be absolutely gorgeous as well, so I'm really excited to see that Maserati is going mild hybrid to start and then full electric as soon as next year. I really hope you've enjoyed this deep dive of the Maserati Grecale. For more videos like it, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell to be alerted of our latest videos. And to read more about the 2023 Maserati Grecale, be sure to check out carbuzz.com. I'll see you next time.